Have you ever heard of kefir? It's this ancient, kind of frothy drink that's made this incredible journey all the way from the Caucasus Mountains and landed right in our health food stores. That's what we're diving into today, the whole fascinating world of kefir.
But first, I've got a little puzzle for you. Take a look at this. People say they look like, well, like little clumps of cauliflower, or maybe even tiny pieces of coral. Any idea what they are? These strange little clusters, they're the secret ingredient to this whole story.
If you guessed kefir grains, you are spot on. These are the living engine, the powerhouse that creates kefir. And what is kefir? It's this fermented milk drink that's got a really unique frothy feel and a pretty sour taste. What's amazing is that these grains are actually a living colony of good yeast and bacteria, all working together.
So where did this stuff even come from? Well, the story starts ages ago, way up in the Caucasus Mountains. But trust me, how it got from there to here, that's a story in itself.
Let's look at its modern journey. It's pretty wild. Back in the early 1900s, you had doctors actually using it to treat things like tuberculosis and digestive problems. Then, boom, the 1930s hit and it starts being made on a massive scale. It kind of fell off the radar for a bit, but then in the late 1900s, it made this huge comeback all over the world. And, well, here we are.
Okay, let's talk more about those grains because they're just so interesting. They look really unique, right? They can be as small as a grain of wheat or as big as a hazelnut. But here's the really incredible part. If you take care of them, you can use them forever. Seriously, one little batch could give you a lifetime supply of kefir.
And you might think making it is complicated, but it's actually super simple. You just add the grains to a liquid, we'll get to what kind in a second, let those little organisms do their fermentation thing, strain the drink when it's done, and then, and this is the key part, you just reuse the grains for the very next batch. It's this awesome, never-ending cycle.
Now, when you hear kefir, you probably think milk, right? A dairy thing. But that's not the whole picture. There are actually two main types, and the difference is all about what you feed those little grains.
So on one hand, you have milk kefir. The grains are those creamy, white, cauliflower-looking clumps. You use them in dairy milk, like cow or goat, or even things like nut milks. But then you've got water kefir. Those grains look more like little yellowish crystals, and they make a fizzy, bubbly drink using sugar water, or even coconut water, or fruit juice. So as you can imagine, the tastes are worlds apart. One is creamy and sour, the other can be light and sweet.
And what you can do with them is just as different. Milk kefir is a total workhorse in the kitchen. I mean, you can just drink it plain, throw it in a smoothie, use it as a base for salad dressings. You can even swap it in for buttermilk or yogurt, and get this, you can even make cheese with it. Water kefir, since it's non-dairy, has its own set of tricks. It's an amazing base for smoothies if you don't want dairy. You can use it to make those jiggly fruit gelatin desserts, or, and this is a great idea, freeze it into popsicles. And a cool thing is, you can totally control how sweet it is just by changing how long you let it ferment.
Okay, so we've covered how to make it and the two different kinds, but what are you actually getting when you drink a glass of kefir? Let's take a look at the nutritional side of things.
All right, so in a pretty standard 6-ounce serving, you're looking at around 6 grams of protein. Plus, you get a really solid hit of important vitamins and minerals. Now, of course, the fat and carbs are going to change based on what kind of milk you're using to begin with.
But I want to zoom in on one number here. Calcium. 20%. Just think about that. That's a fifth of what you're supposed to get in a whole day, packed into just one serving. And for something as important as bone health, that's a pretty big deal from just one drink.
But wait, there's more. The story doesn't just stop with the usual vitamins and minerals. The claims go even further, that kefir has some really powerful biological effects. We're talking antioxidant, anti-tumor agent, and even something that can help regulate your immune system.
And that right there brings us to what a lot of people are really here for, the health benefits. The list of claims is, well, it's long. So let's go through them and see what they are.
First up, let's talk about digestion and gut health. Because it's packed with probiotics, the big claim is that it really boosts your gut health by loading it up with good bacteria. And that could mean helping people with lactose intolerance handle dairy better, easing things like diarrhea, and even helping your body fight off nasty bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli.
Okay, next category, immunity and defense. The idea is that all those good bacteria and yeast give your immune system a serious boost. Some studies have even suggested that extracts from kefir might slow down the growth of breast cancer cells. Plus, it's said to have anti-inflammatory properties which could help with stuff like allergies and asthma.
And the list just keeps going, covering pretty much the whole body. We're talking about claims of improving bone density to fight osteoporosis, helping lower blood pressure and cholesterol. It's really positioned as this all-around good-for-you drink. It's even been linked to weight loss by improving metabolism and, get this, because it has tryptophan, it might even help with anxiety. Even your skin might benefit.
So, okay, we've looked at its ancient past, how it's made, and this massive list of potential benefits. So what's the bottom line here? What's the main takeaway?
I think this quote really nails it. Kefir helps fight harmful bacteria and viruses by building immunity. See, that's the core idea. It's not just something you drink, it's a functional drink that's supposed to actively help your body defend itself, which means it's positioned as
way more than just a sour-tasting drink. The whole pitch is that it's this powerful, complete package. You get probiotics, you get vitamins, you get minerals, all in one place and all working together to keep you healthy.
And all of this really leaves you with a pretty interesting question, doesn't it? We're always looking for the next big thing in health and wellness. But maybe some of the best secrets have been hiding in plain sight, passed down through these ancient traditions. It makes you wonder if the future of our health might actually be found in its past. Thanks for digging into this with me.